Hello and welcome to another P.Ventures video. Today we're going to be talking about how to make money on Steam. If you didn't see, we had a video talking about Steam points and how to kind of convert them into money, help you make more money on Steam. This is going to be the more kind of comprehensive guide, but we will have that linked in the description of the comments. Where do you make money on Steam? The community market. You know, in your community little tab here, sorry there, and then you click market. And now we're in. Now, the 5 ways you're going to be making money off of the 5 things you're going to be selling, I guess, are cards, card packs, backgrounds, emoticons. They kind of fit into the same category. You'll see why. Items and gem sacks. So looking at the Steam market, and we'll kind of cover how you get all these, how you can get these different things and, you know, make money off of them. But moving into the Steam market itself, say we go to our Payday 2 here, and we'll go to a gun we want to sell. So it'll usually tell you what it's starting at. That's if there's someone else selling it in the market. If not, you might have to, you know, make up your own value. This is usually a good place to start, though. So say we're selling this. We want to put what it's selling for right here. And then this is what we're going to receive off of that sale. So we'll go ahead and post that off, of course, because Steam takes a cut. We'll be getting a little less than, you know, what it's selling for. So it's usually good to go and, you know, kind of check volumes of things. You can go into the community market and see, like, actually how many of these HRL rocket launcher headline well-used stat boost are up for sale. And maybe if there's only 1 or 2 of them, you know, you could maybe raise the price or, you know, potentially go a bit lower if it's something a bit more expensive. Here's a good example. Not in terms of a giant leap in price, but there is some, like from Payday 2 and other games. And I will have potentially a series where I kind of go through and show, like, my journey with making some money maybe over the course of a week on Steam. So stay tuned for that. I'll maybe talk about that more in the end. But moving on to the various items that I was talking about. So cards. I don't know why I clicked out of there into here. Cards and card packs. How do you get cards? Of course, you can buy and trade, you know, other people. You can buy off them or trade in the market and such. But going into your badges, or, you know, the badge section, I guess, the games that you purchase and that have cards, and it'll tell you on Steam, there's usually be in the little side section, information on games, if they have cards or not, card drops. And when you buy a game, you'll usually get about half of the set's worth of drops. So Cat Goes Fishing, you see here, I believe we got 4 cards from just playing it, and that's why it says no card drops remaining. So if I go down to another game here like Slime Rancher, I could play a bit more and get this last card drop. And then these cards can be sold and for various prices. We can go back to inventory real quick. You know, this one is 9 cents. Pierce from Saints Row, 9 cents. Wendy from Don't Starve Together or Don't Starve, 14 cents. So already there, you get a little bit of value back from games. And then what you can do is, if you get a full set of these, I don't know why I went back to inventory, sorry. If you get a full set of these, say like Bit Blaster here, that's why I have this little image here and it's been leveled up, is because I have purchased some of these cheap cards to fill in a set, and it'll level up your badge, I guess is what it's called, for that game. And up to, I believe, level 5, and you'll get 100 XP each time towards your Steam level, which, when your Steam level increases, you can then start to get a chance at booster packs for games that have cards and that you're eligible for. And then you can go through and look in there and see what games you have booster pack eligibility, for what games you can get booster packs, and how exactly you get them. Like I said, I talk about it a little bit in my Steam Points video. But when you level up as well, so you might be losing out on, you know, say these are 5 cents each, so that'd be, you know, 25 cents worth of value. When you do level up, you get a emoji or emoticon is what Steam calls them, and or a background for that game. So if we go into our Steam items here, I believe at the very end, right here. So see, these are a bunch of items from Bit Blaster that we got, little emoticons from leveling up. So, and they still have some value to them. So even with leveling up your Steam account and losing out a bit on the value of the cards, you're increasing your chance at getting booster packs, which usually are 3 or 5 cards around there. And then that might complete more sets, or you might have more money from that. And then you can also use the backgrounds and or emojis. Those are just some emoticons. Here's some backgrounds from it as well. You might get one of each when you do it. I can't remember exactly, I'm not going to lie. But once you do that, you obviously get a little bit of return from those if you choose to sell them or turn them into gems, which we'll get to as well. But with your packs too, you can, instead of opening them, sell them straight up, which might be more worth it sometimes than opening it and only getting, a couple cards. So sometimes you have to compare. So this is a Pony Island booster pack. You'd want to maybe look through these 5 cards and see, what they're selling for. Half decent, that it could be worth it and or not worth it to you. And then also that kind of works in return of where you could use some of the value that you have, some of the money, Steam credit, Steam points, or not Steam points, but like Steam money, and use that to buy some more booster packs that you might be able to open and get a better card. That's a bit of a gamble of it. But there will be some items that you, excuse me one sec. There will be some items that you can't sell. So if we look through, it's hard to know exactly where we are here. I don't know if I have a good example relatively available, but there'll be some items you can't sell in games. Maybe here, Rust. Let me check Rust. No. There will be some that you can't break down though. Can't sell straight up, but will be able to trade or turn into gems. So you might be able to trade those and get value out of that as well, and or turn them into gems. Which, if we go back, sorry, I lost my train of thought there a bit. But if you get enough gems, you can pack them into a gem sack and or create booster packs. So if we go here, so sometimes it'd be worth to convert certain cards to hit certain booster packs. That's not all of them. This is the full list of games that I have, at least, with booster packs that you can buy. But you could also pack them into gem sacks and then sell gem sacks as well on the market. So if we go gem, sack of gems, there it is, sorry. So there's a lot of those for sale, obviously, and 1,000 gems is about $1, at the basics, which there is a lot of. So you'd usually want to convert those into cards, but it depends on the situation and depending on what games you have and such. And one more topic that is a good thing to cover is sometimes when you open packs and or get drops, you can get foil cards, which are usually worth a lot more. This is just a random chance, and they have their own set as well. So that's one. I believe I have a couple here. So here's a Fly Knight foil card, 40 cents. And they do have their own set, and they can also be turned into a significant amount of gems. So if we go through, let me just find it here. So there's a normal Fly Knight set. And then here is the foil Fly Knight set. Another great little point to cover, of course, is when you're kind of trading up, if you're going to be going for these levels, you want to get rid of cheap cards that have a large set, like this Payday 2 card. Maybe get rid of that. And then you can buy possibly some other cheaper cards for for the same thing. Or if you're selling just an expensive one from a set, use that to get some slightly expensiver ones from a smaller set. Because, 5 cards here equals out to 100 XP, when 9 cards here gets you that same amount of XP. So there can be some trade-off and a lot of technical prowess to kind of looking through it and numbers work. And then, of course, the items themselves, if I ever really discuss this, what you want to do to get these kind of items is look through games with drops. Now, of course, there's like CSGO, Dota, that kind of thing. Payday 2 is one of my personal favorites. Just very easy to get that daily drop. Some of them have more than one, a day or a week or stuff like that. Killing Floor 2 is another good example. Like I said, in the future, I plan to have a video where I just kind of have maybe segments of what the plan is and how I go through it over the course of a week, maybe how much money I can make off Steam with all the stuff I've either collected and haven't really done anything with, or, more Payday 2 sauce, or Killing Floor 2, which I do have. I just don't have it downloaded. I just haven't really gone through. Same with Counter-Strike. Stuff like that. If there's anything you think I missed from this video, make sure to let me know, though. I think this covers a lot of how you can, get these various things on Steam and turn them into cash and or more opportunities to get cash. Otherwise, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We do lots of side hustle-y stuff here, covering, online side hustles, physical side hustles, stuff to make you extra cash, make you your own boss, increase your income, or, so you can say, get out of here to your boss and become your own boss. So otherwise, thanks for watching. Peace.